Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video on how to create routes and the cons and pros. This will be an extensive video, and hopefully I add everything there is to know about routes. I know in the past it's gotten a lot of discredit because it was very glitchy, very buggy, but over the past year it has definitely improved, and especially for new players this could be very beneficial to you. I know a lot of older players who will definitely watch this video and will not change their mind. There's still some people I know who refuse to do routes, and they'll probably refuse to do routes for the existence of this game. But to the new players, especially for people living in smaller areas with not a lot of a lot of Pokestops or gyms, hopefully you have at least one or two that you can create a route. So let's get into it. And to start, in the bottom right corner where it shows the nearby Pokemon, you select that, and then you scroll over to the route tab, hit create new route, and then you get to select a start point. As you can see here, there's a couple start points, and then you also select your end point, and any of those circles as you saw can be an endpoint. So you can see here on this page, I started it at the swings, ended it at the swings, then you just select confirm and proceed. Then you can go ahead and start walking, but it doesn't actually start until you tap on the icon to the far right bottom corner. As you can see on the bottom, it says you're at the route start point. Open the path recording page to begin recording your route path. So tap the icon with the pin in it, and then this screen right here should pop up for you. As you can see, it's not recording anything, so make sure you hit that, then hit the start recording, and then as you'll see, it'll start recording for you. Okay, now that we've started recording, I've skipped through and sped up the recording process a little bit. As you can see here, I've already gotten half the route created. I did a full loop around this neighborhood, and then you're going to see right here where it pops up, and it shows you that you are now at the endpoint, and now you can open the path recording page to finish recording your route path. Hit the same pin icon down in the bottom right corner whenever you're ready to stop. Like I said, you can stop it right here, or as you can see, I continue on just a little bit further to kind of complete the full loop. And then once you get here, like I said, go ahead and tap that icon, and then once you tap that icon in the route, and then the next steps. Now you're going to add your route information. This could take a few minutes for you to write a description, and doing so will help speed up the approval process. Don't worry, your progress will be saved if you exit. So you can do it right now or right later. Honestly, if you have the time, just go ahead and do it now. So we'll go ahead and do that. So select right now, and then it'll bring up the next piece of information for you, which is name your route. The route title, I mean, keep it simple. I was in the Canadian Shores neighborhood, so I'm just going to name it, I don't know, let's see. We'll name it in a second, but you can also have two other selections here. Allow this route to be followed in reverse. Honestly, if you're doing a loop, or if you're just doing point A to point B, always allow it to be followed in reverse. There's no reason not to, unless you find it deemable not to be followed in reverse. And then you can share your trainer nickname in the public description of this route. That's personal preference. If you don't want anyone knowing that you created that route, then just select that, and then people won't be able to see who created the route. That is preference. So let's continue on. As you can see here, I'm going to call it Canadian Shores Neighborhood Park Route. As simple as that. Keep it simple and basically keep it exactly where you're at. I was in Canadian Shores neighborhood and I did a route around the park. After you've created a name, hit the next button. As you can see here, you can select the tabs. Now you're on to the description. This can be a little bit more challenging, but again, keep it simple. No reason to overdo it. Make sure it's relevant. So this route was specifically made to kind of walk through the neighborhood, but stay near the park that it was that it was around. So unfortunately, routes have to be at least 0.6 kilometers and or 600 meters, I believe, however you want to do the math. But 0.6 kilometers, if it's any less than that, I don't believe it will actually let you create the route. So remember that. Routes have to be at least 0.6 or longer. Longer routes don't actually give you more items from my research, as you'll see later on. If anybody has noticed that you get more items from longer routes, please let me know. I will do a little bit more research on that. But until then, let's just worry about how to create it. So go ahead and describe your route, and then you can add up to 5 route tags. So description, let's go ahead and just say this route circles the park and surrounding area with a walking path. Easy enough. And then you can select up to the tags. I don't think these really matter too much, but I kind of skipped through here. So parks nearby, parking nearby, just some relevant stuff. Just do a couple tags, because I think this helps speed up the process of them approving your route. So let's continue on. I've got the tags. Hit next. Now the next page, again, preference badge creation. So the photo should already be selected from the Pokestop being created, and then you can change the color of the background. Again, you have a couple colors here you can select, whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. Just select a color and then hit next. And then you'll get to the submission preview page. Make sure everything's correct. Spelling errors, sometimes they get through, but try to be as accurate as you can. Don't misspell anything. Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, see, for instance, the title. I believe I messed up the title there, but let's continue on. And it just shows you a bunch of information, all the tags, everything, the badge, so you can review this. Hit submit. So I actually pre-recorded this and just now noticed that I spelled Canadian wrong, but it's okay, it'll be alright. See, like I said, so misspellings don't matter. I think you can actually go back and edit it later if you have to, but if it's not that big of a deal, then just continue on, it's fine. But there you go, there's a mistake that I just caught while redoing this video. You can check the status of your submission via the route section of your trainer profile anytime. You will be notified when a decision is made. So there you go, your route was successfully submitted for review. And then I think we can just continue on here. Hit OK. And then once you select OK, you should be set for a minute, and then I will be right back and show you how quickly some of these reviews actually go through. Now, with the route created and submitted for review, all you have to do is wait it out. In the past, it would take up to 24, 48 hours, a week, even months. But what I've noticed this year, I've created 2 or 3 routes. My girlfriend's created a couple routes, and even a friend. And as you can see right now, this submission, less than 5 minutes, was already accepted and can already be chosen to follow. So I believe that is a huge advantage now to routes. You can now get them in review and accepted in less than 5 minutes, it looks like, as long as all the criteria is there. Like I said, being longer than 600 meters, making sure that you have no inappropriate words in your title and or description, and the route. Also, be careful, do not create any inappropriate designs or words, as I believe the system will definitely deny your submission. So just make a circle, don't try to be funny or inappropriate, it will get denied. I'm not sure if they ban you for that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty sure it can happen. So look at that, less than 5 minutes, already ready to go. You can hit follow, you can do the reverse direction, bunch of stuff here that you can do. But then yeah, all you have to do is hit so you can see the route. Made it pretty simple. Hit follow, and then you just follow the route, just like when you were creating it. So we're going to go ahead and speed through this process, and we'll get to the main part of this video and what happens at the end of a route and what you can get. So as you're following a route, you can click on stuff. It shouldn't mess it up. I'll show an example later on where sometimes I don't like to click on things while following a route because things can happen. Definitely don't fight grunts, but you can click on Pokemon while you're walking around. It shouldn't mess it up. I don't think I click on any Pokemon here, but as you can see, just follow the routes. You can spend Pokestops, catch Pokemon. Just make sure you're doing it slowly because sometimes the server won't catch up and then it'll lag out and yada yada yada. So try not to do as much as possible if you can. But stop, catch the Pokemon, whatever you need to do. But this is the big thing right here. So one of two things are going to happen, or both things. The first one is Mateo, the NPC. As you can see, the gentleman standing by the Pokestop. We'll talk about what his feature is. But the biggest thing you need to know is that green little animation dot spot thing on the screen, whatever you want to call it, is going to appear at the end of a route. When you get within 80 to 60 meters, this thing will pop up. And this is very important because when you click on it, you will get a Zygarde cell. And as that implies, if you know what Zygarde is, it's a Pokemon. If you haven't gone through the special field research task to obtain a Zygarde, then do that first, of course. You should obtain that quest when you start and all that good stuff. And I think even if you don't finish that event task or special task, you'll still be able to collect Zygarde cells, which you need to evolve Zygarde. He's not like the other Pokemon where you need candies. In this instance, you need these cells. So the only way to get these cells is by following routes. So if you're a collector and you want to evolve your Zygarde all the way up, you have to do these routes. It's the only way to evolve them. So there you go. So we're going to continue on. Go ahead and finish up this route. Right now we are not going to click on the Pokestop because that will have you interact with Mateo, which we do not want to do right now. But as you can see what just happened, in the bottom right corner, the route icon lit up, so you can now select it when you're now ready to complete the route. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just finish it just to make sure. Go a little bit further. And then, you know, depending on where you are, make sure you're getting to a safe spot. Don't be in the middle of the road. Get somewhere safe. I always tell people to be safe. And then this screen will pop up. Complete route. Yes. And a few things are going to happen. especially when doing the route for the first time. You're going to get the congratulations, you earned a route badge for doing it for one time. And then you're going to get a bunch of items, which is a pro in my opinion. So these items will be anything from Pokeballs to berries to TMs. Let's go ahead and see what the rest we get. So we're going to get TM, some berries. You'll always get Stardust, and you'll always get XP. And then, like I said, these items always change. You can actually get premium items. I have a route or two that I recorded where I actually got rare candies. You can get rare candy XLs. You can get silver pinaps, golden raspberries. I'm not sure about lure modules. I don't know if that's one of the items you can get doing a route or not. I'll have to do a couple more, but we'll see. So then after you're done collecting your items, this will pop up. This should only pop up once. Just rate this route. Your rating will help other trainers discover great yada yada yada. Usually I just give it a 5. I mean, there's no reason, unless it's a terrible route, it's too long, or it goes through bad neighborhoods. Just be reasonable and go ahead and whatever you need to do, rate it, submit, and boom. There you go. You're pretty much done. So that's the process of creating a route. It shouldn't take longer than a couple minutes to be approved, as long as you follow the criteria. And then you follow that route, and then you'll get items. You'll get a cell, not 100% of the time, but we'll go over that later. And then you'll get Mateo to pop up. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but just real quick, he will only pop up once during the day, depending on how many routes. So if you were to do 3 routes, and if I had interacted with Mateo right then, he would not show up in any other routes throughout the day. He only shows up once a day, and we'll go over his feature in a couple minutes. But you can stop here if that's all you needed to know. That's how you, like I said, that's the basics of creating a route, the benefits of the items, and everything else you need to know. Now we're going to go over some other stuff and kind of delve a little bit deeper into routes and why people hate them. And I will also hopefully be as unbiased as possible and just show you the facts of what the cons and pros of routes are. So you can end it here. Hopefully that helped you learn how to create routes, follow them, and hopefully your route gets accepted as fast as mine did, and you can start following them. And just one more thing, if you stop here at the video, is that you can do this route multiple times, get those items, and just keep going. Or you can skip to the end of the video and I'll explain more on why doing routes will be beneficial to you if you're a collector, because there is a medal for it. If you do like, what is it, like 100, 300, and 600 routes, you'll actually get a medal, gold, platinum, those kind of medals. And I believe, again, like I said, doing these routes is the only way to evolve Zygarde. I don't think I missed anything else that you need to specifically know. Everything else is just what comes with it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps, especially for new players. Old players, I know you're probably still not going to change your mind about routes, but as you just witnessed, they seem to be less buggy now. You can create them very quickly, follow them, and there's some pretty decent items in there. You get premium items, so I don't know if that's changed. Like I said, I didn't do a lot of routes when it first came out either, so continue watching for the pros, cons, and some more items that you can get on routes. Alright, so real quick, I thought I should go over what Mateo's feature is. So, if you click on the Pokestop and or him, this screen will pop up. You can go ahead and click on exchange gift, and just like sending a gift to someone, add a sticker, just send it, whatever you want to do, just like the normal gift giving process. And then it'll actually swap gifts with someone around the world. And this will not be someone in your friends list. So people who are looking for scatterbugs still from different regions, this is one way you can do it. Like, say for instance, like this one is from Brazil. I can't think off the top of my head which scatterbug you get from Brazil, but you could, by some rare chance, especially for some of the more rare scatterbugs like sandstorm and icy snow, if you exchange gifts through Mateo, you might actually get a gift from someone from one of those areas, and you can get progress towards the scatterbug. So that's kind of what Mateo was meant for. Usually that doesn't happen, so you can do it, you don't have to do it. It's up to you. It's honestly, like I said, it's just a different way to exchange gifts. It's just like sending it to a friend, but you might get someone from a different region and be able to get a progress towards your scatterbug. But besides that, that's really all Mateo's for. As you can see here, continue on. And there's no different items, still get the same Pokeballs. And then that's it. That's all there really is to Mateo. And then you just complete the route. So make sure you click on him, then complete routes. This will pop up again. Route complete. You know, fast TMs, berries, probably Stardust, and then some XP. And that's it. That's all there is to Mateo. And just as a little added bonus, I did want to add this to the video to show you that you should be clicking on Pokemon while you're doing routes, because you never know what you're going to get. Like for instance, right here, a shiny Hisuian Growlithe. Was not expecting that. So this is another example of catching a Pokemon while doing a route. I'm actually still currently walking while doing this route. As you'll see, it's going to jump ahead and see, still continues on. You still get the cell to pop up right there, and Mateo and everything else, no issues. But while I'm here, and before we get to the end of the video, actually, yeah, we'll talk about this real quick. So at the top there, you see a Zygarde cell was sucked into the Zygarde cube. We've mentioned this before. So on a route, you can actually get 1, 2, or 3 cells when clicking on that little icon on the screen. It's not always just 1. You can get lucky and get 2, and what some people call is a supercell. You'll actually get 3 cells by doing just 1 route, and then you can be done for the day. If you're just collecting cells for Zygarde, you might get lucky enough to get a super Zygarde cell and get 3 just by doing 1. So I just want to go ahead and add that in there, show you that clicking on all the Pokemon, like I said, there's no issues on clicking the Pokemon. And look what happened. I got a shiny Hisuian Growlithe. No glitches happen. So just want to show that little bonus clip for you. So there it is. So I did want to add this real quick, just this quick little snippet. As you can see here, when I started the route, even though I'm kind of on the start point, if you're not actually close enough to the start point, look at the bottom and make sure you go to the actual start point. Because you might think that you're close enough and it won't actually start recording till you go to the start point. You could start going and then halfway through you'll realize that you actually haven't started, and we'll have to go back to the start point. So as you can see on the bottom, it says navigate to the start point to begin the route. So make sure that you're actually going there, and then once you see that pop up, follow the path, the meters, the numbers pop up, then you know you can go ahead and start following the route and complete it as usual. So just wanted to point that out, just so you don't accidentally run into that. And if you're not paying attention, you might get halfway through your route and then realize you didn't even start the route. So this little clip is just to show that there are premium items when you complete a route. So let's see here. So also, real quick, while I have it on this page, as you can see, the border around the badge here, it is silver. So, and you can see the number 20 through 100. You can actually level up the routes, just like with gems, how they go from bronze all the way up to gold. Same thing happens with routes. So it starts off as clear, nothing. Then doing it once, I believe you get the bronze badge, and then silver is at 20, and then gold is actually at 100. And as you level these up, I will have to verify, but I think you get more XP, more Stardust. I don't think you get additional items. As you can see, this is silver, um, but maybe, because right here, with it now being silver, I am now getting rare candy, whereas in some of the other videos that you might see here in a couple minutes, I don't get premium items. Only started getting premium items when I was hitting silver, and then unfortunately I don't have a gold route right now. But yeah, look, 2 rare candies from just doing a route that was silver. So another reason to do the same route over and over again, because it will level up. And just like with gems, when you spend the gem when it's gold, you get more items. So it's something to look into. So I would definitely try to stick to the same route, unless of course you're trying to get your 3 cells for the day. Then of course you have to do 3 different routes, but maybe do the same 3 routes, level them up, and you might get better items. I don't know the exact math because I have not done a gold route in a very long time, so keep that in mind. So 2 rare candies, Stardust, and then XP. So there you go. Just a little more information on premium items and showing you that you can level up or make your routes silver, gold. Yeah, and it ends at gold. So as I was mentioning before, there is a medal for routes for people who like collecting medals. They actually just recently added this a couple months ago, I believe. So if you are a medal collector, as you can see here, you can get a medal for completing routes up to 600 routes, and you'll get your platinum medal. I believe it's like 50, 100, 300, and then 600. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as you can see here, I've done almost 400 routes, which is insane, but I had to do 200 more to get that platinum medal, but that's okay. We'll get to that. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. But the most important thing is, in the past, if an egg were to hatch during the middle of a route, it would actually cause it to bug out. It would stop the route. You would have to go back to where the egg hatched. There was a lot of glitches in the past, but as you can see now, it does not bug out. No glitches. You can continue the route as normal. And there you go. See? So whatever updates they've done, it works now. So you can hatch eggs, click on Pokemon, and you won't have any kind of issues. So I just wanted to show you that real quick for anyone who's just getting back into the game or hasn't done routes in a while. You will not get any glitches there. So that's that for that section. Alright, now what you're about to see is some of the issues that could arise during a route, especially longer routes. As you can see here, I actually started this one around the block and halfway down the road. This is like a kilometer and a half route. This is why I don't like doing long routes. There just seems to be more issues with longer routes. So let's continue this and show you why some people still don't do routes, and this is why. There is still some cons to doing routes. So as we continue on here, actually there is one little benefit real quick. So as you can see here, when I clicked on the Pampor, in the top right corner, you can see the route icon. There will actually be some additional spawns on routes where you can get special Pokemon that normally wouldn't be spawning. Panpour seems to be one of the main ones that I always get um, during GoFest. White Striped Basculin was there. I'm not sure if he's still there or not. Again, I have to do some more research, do some research of your own, but you do get additional spawns on your routes, and you'll see the icon here. Usually, like I said, it's a Panpour or a Taurus or something normal, but usually it's something that's not spawning currently, usually. So, but anyway, so when you see the little icon on the top, it's just an additional spawn you get on a route, especially if you're in an area not near Pokestops. They'll throw you a bone or two and give you a couple spawns while on the route. So that's a positive, but you're about to see a huge negative coming up right now. So as I'm going along, I'm clicking on Pokemon, and then you'll see I click on the Charmander in the back there, and I'm not sure if that's from doing a route or what happened. I get stuck. So I'm like, okay, so I turned off to the side there. I get back on route. And as I'm going, it looks like everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, the route just pauses. And I'm like, what? So as you can see in the bottom right corner, you can see the pause icon. You will now have to go all the way back to that location and start the route over, as you will see right now. So I stopped the video, went back, hit resume route, and then turned around, and then started following the route again. As you can see, it still gave me progress for how far I went, but unfortunately I had to go back, unpause, and then start the route again. So there is one disadvantage there. Sometimes, see, there's a Grimer with the route icon. So like I said, on longer routes, you do get more additional spawns, so that could be the benefit. Some rare spawns could spawn from longer routes. Maybe that's a benefit for longer routes. But I typically try to stay away from those. So there you go. I've gotten glitches before where I clicked on Pokemon, so I'm not sure if that had to do with the route. I just got unlucky. But you did see where it paused because I went just a little off the route, and it paused and made me go all the way back, because doing routes has like a little bit of a delay. So if you go off route, make sure you let it catch back up and then keep going, and then hopefully it doesn't pause on you. But because if it does, you have to go all the way back, resume, and then continue on as you saw. So there's that. Another little small glitch you're about to, or not glitch, but a little bug right here you're about to see is, well, there's the Zygarde cell. So I only got one. And then now, Mateo lagged out a little bit because I clicked on it. And then, for some reason, I should be close enough, but the bottom right, as you can see, it is not glowing. I should be close enough, but for some reason, it won't allow me to complete the route. So I had to actually go back a little bit, actually go up into the park. So you do have to be within a certain distance. Even though it shows the route completed, you still have to be within a certain distance from the endpoint / Pokestop / gym to actually complete the route. And there it is. Continue. That was the first time I did that long route. Revise, Ultra Ball, Stardust, 2000 XP, and then the same process as always. But, so one more thing before we go. I will have a list of the pros and cons. There actually is a streak for routes. I'm not sure if I showed it in any of those other clips, but if you do a route 7 days in a row, I believe that is another way of getting additional items, more XP on your 7th day, just like from spinning stops and catching Pokemon. So there's a 7-day streak for routes. So another benefit, but I'll do that at the end of this video with a breakdown with a pros and cons list. So that's pretty much it for routes. I don't think I have much else for you. If anybody else can think of anything that I missed, please comment down below and help those that are just getting into routes or whatever other information that needs to be known about routes. So give me a minute, bear with me, and then we'll go through some of the pros and cons real quick. You can just skip to the end of the video from here and just look at the list that I have of why I think routes are good and why they might not be good. So, alright everyone, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps anybody new to the game and maybe gets you out there to do more. Alright, to summarize the pros and cons of routes, I'll try to make this as quick as possible and try to be detailed but also quick. Alright, so pros. Chance at premium items such as fast TMs and elite fast TMs. If you consider golden raspberries premium item, you get those as well, and rare candies. Unlimited routes per day, hearts for your buddy, regional Pokemon spawns on a route, Zygarde cells. Again, that's a built-in feature, but if you can get a super Zygarde cell, which means you get 3 cells on one route rather than one, that could be a pro. There is now a medal, unlike in the past. There was not a medal, so it just kind of seemed pointless to do routes, especially when they were crashing and bugging all the time. But then there is now a medal achievement that you can do on your own time. Yes, tedious, but you have control over it. Unlike some of the other medals, like in the GBL, where you have to win 1,000 matches, or if there's not dragon type Pokemon spawning, you can't really work at those medals. Whereas this one, if you are a casual walker in your neighborhood around a park, you walk your dog, why not go ahead and just do the route, get the free items, move along. XP bonuses. You get 2 XP bonuses. Doing the first route of the day gets you 4,000 XP, and then on the 7-day streak you get 12,000 XP. I do believe it does not matter whether it's bronze, silver, gold, or the first time doing a route. These XP bonuses will stay the same. Not just because the route is silver or gold, you won't get more XP. It's just set that way. And then the last pro, again, a built-in feature, but Mateo encounter possible rare Skybug postcards, as we talked about before, where you might be able to get a postcard from an area like Sandstorm and or Icy Snow. So those are some of the pros. Cons are, of course, potential game crashes. Rewards are random, so you may just get berries, Stardust, and XP, and some Ultra Balls after doing like 5 or 6 routes. So it's very random, and even though you've leveled up your route, the items are still RNG. So not really incentive. Routes are potentially time consuming. There's better ways to farm XP and Stardust. Some routes may not get approved and get stuck in approval process. This hasn't happened recently, especially this year. This was an old con, but it might still happen to you, so be prepared for that. And the last thing is you have to be level 30 to create routes. So for new players, you are forced to find a route until you hit level 30. So hopefully someone has created a route in a nearby mall or a park, especially in the hotter states or colder states or in other countries. Find a route indoors. And then when you hit level 30, make your own route that is closer to you, so it won't be so time consuming. So again, kind of tedious, kind of out of the way, especially if you don't have a route near where you live, or if you don't like to walk a lot. These can be major cons for you. So again, I'll leave it up to you, but there are the pros and cons of routes. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was educational to you. Hopefully it changes some of your minds. If not, at least for new players, it gives you some insight onto whether or not you want to go down this road. route, pun intended. And yeah, if I missed out on anything, especially for more experienced players, please comment down below what I missed. And that's it. Hopefully you get out there, do some routes. If not, keep enjoying the game, and I'll see you in the next one.